Hey, everybody. Welcome to the weekend. We're almost there.
Getting closer.
It's Thursday, and we want to welcome you to another episode of A Blind Guy,
His wife,
Their Life Live.
live.
On this channel, we change the narrative of what it means to be normal as we shift the focus from people being disabled to being differently able, as we introduce you to fabulous people within our network of friends and family that have wonderful stories to share.
And we are mobile today. We are still moving around, having a good time. So this is going to be a really fun show. So yes.
We have our word on the street today with our friend Whitney, and we have our watoto, that's children in Swahili. Whitney and our watoto, come on to say hello to our viewers.
Hi.
All right.
I hope you guys are ready. I'm excited to hear the word on the street with you guys.
We're going to put you backstage, and then we're going to bring you on for the word on the street. But first, we got to get our special guest to come on today. Guys, she is a single man's dream come true.
Oh.
She's beautiful. She cooks. She's a world traveler, and she can tell you exactly what play to run. And 4th and 1, with 2 minutes in the game, you're down by 4 points, and you need a touchdown to win. She can break down situational football, and she even plays football herself. Her name is Keisha R.
All right, hello, welcome.
Hey y'all, good morning.
You gotta do the not Tom Brady, the Peyton Manning, Omaha.
All right,
yeah. Right, too early for that. So we're going to bring you back on soon and very soon.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Now, usually as part of our episode, we have Chef LaQuita Marie does a plant-based treat of the day, but we have a special one from Mama Jamil, and she's going to share some of her plant-based treats with us. We'll actually share them for her because we've been eating it and it tastes really, really good.
Yeah, so Corey, about the plant-based treats, I don't know how long they're going to last, but it's actually a whole food today.
Right, and you ate it all, didn't you?
Just keep talking, my mouth is full.
All right, so with that being said, as we move along, we're going to say hello to people in the comments, and LaQuita Marie will be reading the comments as we go along because, of course, I can't see them, and it's always fun to hear what you guys have to say.
Yes. So definitely for today, we have just a fun day. Let's get started with it. Just so you know, Corey, we already have people in the chat. David Hunt is saying aloha and buenos dias. He's speaking all the languages.
Yes, David Hunt, very talented musician himself. We got to get him on.
He's a vocalist.
Yes, and we're going to get him on to sing. His entire family can sing. He's wonderful. If you haven't checked out his YouTube, check out his YouTube. You'll see a very talented family.
Yep, David Hunt is the channel name. And then, of course, we got Philip Aldo Jr. in the house. Good morning, all.
Good morning, Philip. Good morning. Thanks for joining us today.
And Fam Britt says, good morning, fam.
Fam Britt on that 90-second cup of coffee.
Woo, I am with you today, Fam Britt. You know, someone here at our guest house has given me coffee. It is beautiful. It's so delicious. Hey, Sandra Green. She says, hey, family.
Hey, Sandra Green is in the house. We want to thank you for joining us this morning. I know she's got a cup of coffee on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, that's the thing to do, right? We also have Shine Bright, Grand Rising family, Grand Rising to you.
Shine bright, shining bright, bringing the sunshine this morning.
She's reminding you guys to hit that thumbs up button or the like. Hey, Zari, she says good morning.
Sorry. Thank you for joining us this morning.
And look, Shantae King says, represent Keisha, 757, baby.
Shantae. Now, should we throw a Roxanne in front of that Shantae?
Yeah, you know.
Now I'm dating myself, making myself old.
I was gonna say that's a song that not everybody knows. Yeah, like that's some old stuff. Remember all the Roxannes?
Yeah,
Roxanne, Shantae. There was another Roxanne too.
The real Roxanne.
Yeah, the real Roxanne. So I don't know, but you know what, Corey? Shantae is laughing at you. So let's get going with our word on the street because, you know, we always bring a slang word, maybe a word from another language.
Right. And
we have our guest today, one of our, oh my goodness, super faves. This is like an old family member, not old as an OLD. She's no spring chicken, but she ain't old. But yeah,
she's a fall chicken.
She's a fall chicken, and she's being joined by our children or our watoto. That's a Swahili word that means children.
So it is time for today's word on the street with wow.
Wow. Okay, with wow.
So, welcome Whitney and our Toto. How are you guys doing this morning?
Doing good. Doing great.
Now, wow, what does that mean to you, Whitney?
It's Whitney O'Neal Williams. Duh.
Now, wow.
So that's so funny because, like you're saying, it's her initials, W-O-W, Whitney O'Neal Williams, and all of your work is so wow. You're such a creative, and when we
now
look at her, she's like,
yes. Now, wow means something is fantastic, is blowing you away, but the word on the street today is a more up-to-date term. What is that word, Whitney?
Fire.
Wait, I don't mean.
Say it, girls.
Fire.
How you spell that?
F-I-A-H.
Oh,
you got little A's in there.
So here's the way I've heard it. I've heard it like five. Oh, that's five. That's five. So tell us, what is five? What does five mean, Whitney? What would you say, Whitney, that five means?
Okay, so fire is like, oh, that's hot. Anything that can't be touched. You know, like, oh, your hair's that. Oh, girl, that hair color is fire. I know, right? Fire. Yes, I'm melanin right now. That's fire.
Well, so that you know, guys, the people in the chat agree because Shine Bright says, "Hey, Queen." She didn't say it was five, but hey, Queens. Fan Britt says, "Hey, Whitney. Hey, so glad to see you."
We'll talk about that peaches on another day.
Yes, and then Shine Bright is showing you the right spelling. F-I-H-H-H-H-H.
That's okay.
Oh, wait, Shantae got us. Y'all look, Shantae has got us covered. I'm with Shantae. F-Y-E, fire for the Georgia folks. Boom.
Why don't we just stick with the word that works? That's dope. That's what we used to say back in the day. Damn, man, that's dope right there. Or that, So you've done some really dope work with Atumpan, our dance theater, as far as face paint design. We're going to show some of those things that you do with your creative talent, your creative talents.
Yes. So Whitney, this picture is something that some face art that you've done back in 2014. This was 6 years ago now because it was September 2014. So 6 years ago. And then we also have, let's see, there's another one here where, but you know what? I just saw one more.
You see, I should have shameless plugs. Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Right. This one is a full zebra face that you did. Wow. And so this one is really cool because I turned the audio off so that we can talk, but this was a face that you did as well.
This one we're filming a pilot for a TV show that we've been working on.
That's dope.
Yes.
Dope.
And there's another zebra face as well. So Corey, it was so cool how
it was fire.
So realistic.
It was fire, right? It was so realistic. And there's Whitney right there. Hey, that's fire.
Hey.
Well, Whitney, we want to thank you for all that you've done and thank you for bringing us our word on the street. We're going to put you guys backstage and you can join us a little bit later on.
I don't know why, Corey, but Philip Waldo Jr. is thanking you. And Fan Britt says, that's dope. That's dope is old for blind. Is old. Dope is old. Dope is for old folks, blind guy. I can't read today.
Okay, well, let's go to Phenice's word. Wow, I say, thou art a very, very inspirational piece of artwork there. That's what they used to say back in the medieval times when Phenice was in high school. How about that?
And Philip Waldo Jr. is laughing at her cracks. I'm like, ouch, fan. Like, ooh, that hurt.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. That's fine. Well, thank you guys. Kanik is laughing. Y'all are silly. And so is Shine Bright. They're just laughing at all of the fun you guys are having. We've had so much fun with you today, Whitney. Oh, Whitney O'Neal Williams. Wow. And so this is so much fun to reconnect in person. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
See ya.
That was fun.
Yeah, Whitney is very talented. She's fire for real.
No, you keep saying fire.
Dope. She's dope. She's hot. She all that in the bag of chips.
Shantae already told you, Corey. F-Y-E.
Thebomb.com. And FYE to me is for your entertainment, an old music store. You used to buy CDs. But today we can't wait to jump right in with our special guest today. She's a good friend of mine. We met back in college. We were just 18 years old when we met, and that was 2 years ago. And now she's going on to greater things. Again, like I said,
Boy, these some tall tales today, boy.
Yeah, Keisha Robinson is a very talented and very smart lady. She's, like I said, she can break down situational football. I tell her she's like one of the Dora Milaje, because I'll call Keisha and I'm like, Keisha, you coming into town? Oh no, I can't right now because I'm over in Istanbul.
Oh yeah, she does travel a lot.
I'm hanging out with the Maori out in New Zealand. Well, I'm in Antarctica with the penguins.
She's everywhere.
And I'm like, what, T'Challa got you on the run again, right? She's like, yeah. So I introduced to you today none other than who I claim is one of the Dora Milaje and also an excellent football player and basketball player as well. I will introduce to you Keisha Robinson by saying, Dora Milaje, come me.
No way. What's up?
Hey, so good to have you. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are y'all doing this morning?
Doing great. You know what, Corey, just so that you know, Kanique is enjoying you. She says y'all are funny. Yeah, I'm funny. Corey's crazy, Kanique, just so you know. But shine bright as well.
It's called being married for 20 years.
Like, we can't hear you. Like, you can't whisper to the people and I'm not gonna hear it. Anyways.
Now, Keisha, you and I have known each other for quite some time. We met in college, and I'll tell a funny story. When early in our relationship, Keisha was giving me a ride home because I don't drive, despite what my videos on our channel say. I do not drive.
Oh,
but
wait a minute. Shantae says she's her travel agent. That's what I'm talking about. She got people in her corner. Oh, that's why she here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Getting her around the world, all that kind of stuff.
So we're gonna bring you on one day, Shantae.
Aisha says,
but she don't care. Long as you call her, is she fine?
Right. We got people cheering Keisha on. Aisha says, go Keisha. Welcome Keisha from Shine Bright and Philip Waldo Jr. And Miss Temptress 757 says, Keisha, you look great. Yes. Yay, Keisha.
That's five. That's yes.
Yes. Wait, I gotta watch out. We got a voyeur in here. Voyeur 97 says, hey, yay, Keisha. Okay,
voyeur. A Temptress and a voyeur. What's Keisha? You got something you want to tell us?
Hey, listen, I plead the fifth.
But like I said, we met. You were giving me a ride home, and I had my djembe, my drum with me. I was going to put it in your trunk, and you said, "Hold on, I got to move this basketball and these shoes." I said, "Why are you driving around a basketball and shoes in the trunk?" She said, "Just in case some dude talk smack, and I got to stop, pull over to the court, and show him something." And at that point, the light. Oh! So, Keisha, you've always been a sports fan. You've been an activist in college. You've had a great family background. So let's start off our conversation. Where did your earliest influences in life come from?
Oh gosh, that's an easy one. Definitely my grandparents, Dolores and Willie Barfield, God rest both of their souls. Just lost my grandfather like 2 years ago, and at the right age of 91. Yeah, they kind of picture them like
that's a picture of them right there, right?
Yeah, that's a picture of them in the 50s. And my grandfather, like, they don't even make people like that anymore. That man literally cooked for me up until a couple of months before he passed away, and he was almost 91.
Wow.
Like, to the point where he sat at a chair at the stove because he couldn't stand anymore. So if I would fly home to Norfolk, my favorite thing is fried pork chops. Like, and mother would like gravy and some onions, and he would cook when I came home. So yeah, those are my grandparents, and then also my mom and my dad. But those two right there, you better about them.
And that's your mom right there. You and your mom, right?
That's my mom. That's the OG, triple OG. Right there. Renee, that is my mom. This is actually last year this time. We were in college. In Mexico, enjoying life. Kicking off gonna be a phenomenal year. Yeah, those are the palm trees. It was around probably like sunset, actually. So yeah, that was us in Cabo last year, chilling. So
now
T'Challa doesn't mind you taking your mom on your missions.
He doesn't. We have a special place where we keep the parents when when we are running reconnaissance. So T'Challa is good. He knows what's up. Yeah.
Yeah, people are giving your mom big ups. Kanisha Fortner says, yes, mom. There's something about moms. They're so great. And you have a wonderful mom. We do love your mom as well. And Miss Temptress 757 is like, tell them about the pork chops with an exclamation mark. RG says, rest in peace. We all loved your grandfather. He really was,
yes.
The OG. She's also laughing at y'all. Hey, Sonia with the Y. She says, hello, everyone.
Hey, Sonia with the Y.
I'm here. Yes. And then also we have, just so that you know, Corey, earlier, Philip Waldo Jr., he says, graduated from a 4-year university in 2 years. Because remember how you were...
She got a master's degree, so she did all that. She graduated from 2 4-year universities in 2 years.
Ah, okay, so that explains those numbers you said earlier. Because I was listening too, and I was thinking, Corey,
I did not graduate from over there 2 years. At least not you. I spent my whole 4 years there. They got all my money too to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so, and we had the pleasure of meeting your grandfather, and at this time I want everybody to just have a moment of silence because, oh man, that man could cook.
He was a wonderful cook.
Yeah, he was a great cook.
And just a great person.
Yeah,
you know how you remember people for what they've done. So of course food resonates, but he was just so inspirational. You can, and Corey, we're not going to let you talk because Corey wants to give a moment of silence for some sausages that your granddad was cooking. That's what he's about. I know what he's about to say. So tell us this. Were your grandparents or your parents, who influenced you as far as your sports life? Because of course, you and Corey met in college. So here we are in college.
This is when I was 18 and Keisha was 18.
Mm-hmm. So Corey is right there in the center. You guys were
right behind him.
Say that again.
I said, Quita, you're right behind him.
Yes, girl.
She was 39 in that picture.
That was me. I see you.
I look so evil. That's me in the corner, and I look mad for some.
It looks like you're studying something. This might explain how you became a clinical researcher, always analyzing. So that's what you're doing.
I might have shot him a glance to be quiet because this was COFA. So.
Right. So this particular event, like you said, it was a Sankofa event, reaching back to the past to move forward. And Corey is standing there with a cup, a libation cup. The group was Minds About Progress. You have on the Corey, you have on the shirt that was designed by one of the members, Flip Rover, Cleveland Winfield, and so the third. And
why you put this whole government out there?
I know, right? Because we just call him Cleve. So tell us about, say that again.
I said Mr. Nubian Dime himself.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Himself, elevation.
Just so you know, Corey, somebody is here. They say greetings to my favorite family. So nice to have such wonderful guests
in the house. Now, Keisha,
but wait, some of Keisha's friends here too. Okay. Rashad says, "Hey, Keisha."
Rashad, how's it going, man?
And Kanika's laughing at these crazy jokes. So Keisha, tell us. Go ahead. Tell us about here you got started. With meeting Corey, you got started meeting Corey right here, in college. That's where you met. But we got you here. This is where how you and Corey fell in love over sports.
Absolutely.
That's both of you all's passion.
I know.
So tell us a little bit about this picture because I see the ball in the air. I thought that guy with his arms up was catching the ball because I see the arrow pointing to you. You're the only girl on the field, and I thought you were catching it.
She's not a girl.
I thought you were throwing it to him and he was catching. I thought you were the only lady on the field. Yeah,
she's a girl. She like Shanae says, she's a lady.
It is quite yes, that is me. I'm a wide receiver. I play both sides of the ball, honestly, but I think wide is probably one of my favorite positions. So that's me for the immaculate reception that day on the field. And yes, as you know, I am the only girl, woman, whatever you want to call it, as long as you call me. The only one on the field. I do have another girlfriend who plays. I think she was injured at the time. So, that's me catching. And I almost took it all to the house too, but they took my flag off like right before I crossed the end zone. But we did score on the play, which was cool. But it's nice. This was last year, so your girl was like. Was this last year? It might have been last year at the end of, going in the beginning of last year, coming from the end of 19. So I was already 40. And I'm still out here in these football streets.
What about basketball? I know Corey.
So this is actually at my company. I still play. We have like a lot of teams, like a lot of just intramural teams at work. And so I still play, like I play basketball for us. I was on the winning dodgeball team for us. Football, we won. Unfortunately, we did not repeat our football win, so we lost in the Super Bowl. But yeah, so I still play. I still play basketball, but honestly, I'm not going front. My ain't to like that full court ain't for me anymore. Like I'm not built that way. Like RG that sits on the baseline, I'll shoot your eyes out all day, but I ain't running. I'm gonna be down. I'm gonna be waiting for the lob. Like don't catch me back and forth unless it's a game to like get some steps in and exercise a little bit. I might. But yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it before somebody did. No, I didn't play I can't, and then I can't. It's not. I'm not blind because I played basketball against Keisha, and she shot my eyes out. No, that happened before I met Keisha. But Keisha, you said you're on your company team.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about your work, because Sonovia says, I really admire you guys having such deep thinking minds at young ages. And that brings us right to work. Just so you know, Corey, Global Green Book is here. She says, greetings, my beautiful family. Thank you, Global Green Book. She finally caught the live. Greetings to everyone. And you know, Miss Temptress is laughing at you. So is Shantae, because they heard you talk about those ankles, those old ankles.
Listen, these are my girlfriends that have known me since the 6th grade. And so the progression or regression, whatever you want to call it, they have been there. But they know I still got these good knees though when it comes to dancing. They'll tell you that they can co-sign on that.
Right. And so this brings us right to this question here, because I don't know if any of those ladies are in this picture, but Jana says, Keisha, when do you have time to play all these sports? When you're saving the world in clinical research, can you just save us all and run for president? So yes. So
that's my Jana. Hey.
Hey there, Horace.
Horace.
Horace is giving us some laughing faces.
Okay. So talk about your work with clinical research, saving the world. I know you had some experience in vaccine research and things of that nature. And, you know, with everything that's going on these days, I know your background is a little, is not necessarily dealing with the Rona, but you do have experience in vaccine research.
Right. And Shantae is in this picture for it. I pulled up a picture of my girlfriend. Shantae is shouting herself like, y'all know I'm in the middle with my tongue out, the wild one. So these are your girlfriends. And I guess you got to talk about, you know, the friendship as well as your work life, because it seems like everybody's aware of you as a clinical researcher. There you are at work right there. So tell us a little bit about both of those things. You know, is your sister circle as important as your work? Does work come first? What do you do at work? Let us know.
Oh, well, that's easy. Let's talk about sister circle. That's way more important than my job. Like for real. And this year we're going haywire with all the racial unrest and stuff. My job didn't hold me down. My girls did. You know what I mean? They are way more important. And not my job, because, you know, the direct deposit hits every 2 weeks. That's important. You know, I'm not, you know, downplaying that at all. But no, these are my bases from 6th grade to college. Like, we've been through the thickest of the thick and the thinnest of the thin. So
wow,
they definitely are. And that's at my best friends. This is last February, again, last year when, you know, just a year ago, we were in New York celebrating her. That was her bridal weekend. So we were cutting a whole fool and decided to do a photo shoot while we were there. So this is really shows pretty much all of our personalities. You could tell who's the sweet one. You could tell who is a whole fool because she didn't already put herself out there. So my girls are definitely, I just value my friendship so much. But in terms of the job, like getting to that, like they've gotten me through the job. Like when I was young and starting out and broke and had nothing, and we just all would talk about like the one day when we got to a certain place, the one day when we could do this, the one day when we had salary bits in a portfolio that was diverse. Like they seen it from the rooter to the tutor. But at work, I actually do not work in a lab. So this is funny. Like, this is like, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. This is a picture that was taken for something totally different. Just to talk about what we do, because I work in genomics. And so there's a sequencer that you're looking at, where basically like process people's like I'm trying to simplify this. We just look at people's genes, right? To see if we can identify any like pre-existing conditions and things of that nature. And so specifically I do at my company is I'm associate director of clinical research. A lot of it is management, to be honest. Also different hospital sites and external collaborators that we have. And I train clinicians like physicians and other clinicians to do clinical research. So primarily the population that I focus on are infants, babies who are primarily in the NICU, which is the neonatal care unit, who are 4 months or younger, who are suspected to have a genetic disease or something that gotten them in the predicament of either being born in the hospital and having to stay there after being born, or being born home and coming back. And so parents have had like missed pregnancies, that type of thing. And so our job is to make sure that we try to identify the conditions that they may have, make more informed decisions moving forward, and also these babies and get them back home to their families as soon as possible.
I like that you said, definitely getting those babies home as soon as possible. But I like that you said you all are helping people to make informed decisions, or the best decisions, something to.
Oh, lost your connection. Can y'all hear me? Because it is totally frozen.
Oh, okay. Let's see what we can. Okay, you can hear me. All right. And so just so that you know, people in the chat are loving you. Kanique says, that is amazing work. And of course, Shantae is like, yep, and we still together, like, from elementary school until now. And Philip Waldo Jr. is laughing at you saying, yep, not the entire fool, because you were like, yeah, this one right here is the entire fool. This one is the crazy one, the fun one, the quiet one. And Shantae is like, yes, hashtag Black Girl Magic. Kanique is agreeing. Everybody's loving you. And you, go ahead, Corey.
So before we froze, what we were talking about was, the hot topic is, of course, vaccination. And you've done some work with HIV and vaccination before. Just briefly tell us, what is your insight on the vaccine process?
Yeah, because people are wanting, do I take the current vaccine? It's out so quickly. What do we do? How do we make the informed decision? And I know that's part of your job, is helping people to make the best decisions with the information that they have. Haha, RG says, yes, girl power.
So when I started my career in 2001, I worked in HIV research and vaccine development. So that was basically states in Africa and also in Thailand. So at that point, we were really trying to stop transmission from mother to infant, and we've done a really good job with that. Then and even before then, typically vaccines from what we call bench to bedside, benches in a lab when you're first starting to formulate vaccine. Bedside, obviously, when you are administering the vaccine, has been historically 17 years, right? And primarily the larger part of that 17 years, like even like the first 7 to 10 years, is for safety and like, is it safe? Does it work? And so then you start with the trial, and there are different phases, 1, 2, 4, 5, pre and post market. Those first few phases are like small, like you might start with 50 or 100 people, and then it goes up to like a couple thousand people, and then it goes up to like the tens of thousands. And then you just test it out. Like, is it safe? Is it working? That type of thing. So with this SARS vaccine, well, not coronavirus vaccine, there has been a little bit of angst or hesitation about it because of how quickly it's been formulated. You understand what I'm saying? So on the one end, 17 years is actually pretty antiquated. It doesn't really take that long. It should not take that, but you know how sometimes things just have always been, that's just how it has been, right? It's not like we don't have the technology to make it faster. But I do want to give people like some sense of security in the fact that you can produce vaccines faster than 17 years. Also, the coronavirus vaccine is almost like a repurposing of the SARS vaccine, right? And MERS, so Middle Eastern, respiratory syndrome, and then also severe acute respiratory syndrome, so SARS and MERS. So developers, Pfizer, Moderna, whoever you want to name, because everybody and their mom is one right now, literally, have pretty much repurposed like the SARS and MERS vaccine for coronavirus. Coronavirus is not a new thing. It's just the 19 strain hit us like never before. And now there's this new strain that I don't know a lot about, so I'm not going to speak on it, but same thing. So it's not like they just pulled something from out. They didn't just start from scratch and all of a sudden, voila, it's a vaccine 10 months later. So I do want to tell people that. But also in the spirit of transparency, your girl's not enough to be one of the first to get it either. I'm just
boom, right? Because
so I'm gonna put that there. I think companies are doing their due diligence to do the research that is necessary. But I also think as an African American, particularly in community, why we hesitant to put ourselves in a position take vaccines that we don't know about. And it's unfortunate because by that same token, our community also more pre-existing conditions that put us at risk by not taking the vaccine. So it's a tough space to be in right now.
Yeah, definitely catch-22. And I know before we go, we remiss if we didn't talk about your entrepreneurial spirit as far as your diversity and inclusiveness consulting business that you've started. So
now you are doing amazing work. Thank you for being a part of our impact and representation for us in the lab. Black Girl Magic, Shelly Shells is definitely appreciative of your work. Philip Aldo Jr. says that's some awesome work being done. You're appreciated. And Horace Canty Bay says, it's our indigenous melanated woman that rules and created this world. You go, Goddess Asheo. And so everyone helps. Everyone is really appreciative of your help. And Kanique says that really helps that you clarify that it's been around for a while. So hence the faster turnaround time. And also that you mentioned, but I'm not here for it. I ain't taking it, I know
I'm not going to take it at all. I'm just not in a rush to take it right now. I don't see patients directly because I'm not traveling. So I'm not in the NICU like I used to be. I'm not in the hospital right now. I've been working from home since March 10th. So we safe over here. We good in San Diego.
Right. Now, so here's another thing. Now, Kanique is saying it's a tough decision. I think if you have a pre-existing conditions, it's best you do take it. Now, I disagree, but if you're healthy.
What about crazy?
What about crazy? Oh, yeah, it ain't gonna help if you're crazy. I disagree. I say don't take it at all. She says if you are healthy, you can hold off. That's one of the reasons why we switched our lifestyle to a plant-based lifestyle so that we can get more nutrients by eating more fruits and vegetables. Guys, don't take that stuff. You don't have to take anything other than whatever the good Lord put here for you without all of those. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm just going to say I know my history with vaccines is that they've definitely increased. Like they have more and more required vaccines for your children, and you just aren't sure what's in there. But forget that. We here to talk about you because we put up a Delta picture and right. Shelly Shells was like, okay, Delta. And then, like Corey said, you have your own business. So I'll have to also show that picture. So let's wrap it up with you talking a little bit about your Delta experience and your business experience. I'm going to pull up the homepage of the site that you're building for your
when we say Delta, we don't mean the airline. The only airline there is Ethiopian Air.
Yes. Don't listen to Corey. He is so busy trying to get on Ethiopian Air for the what you call the ladies? The stewardesses.
Flight attendants. You old school stewardesses. I ain't gonna tell
right.
I know you told me you were playing running back at 40.
So you want to talk about Delta in the business. I think Corey had asked me a question at one point too, like the benefit of being in a sorority. I think it was one thing that you had asked point. It really is important. Like, so as y'all saw, like I got a core group of girlfriends. I didn't join Delta because I needed girlfriends, right? That was never the case. I've always had girlfriends. As the only child, I cherish my friendship. So Delta, however, is the sisterhood that you choose. Like I'm an only child. I don't have sisters. So these are my sisters. My girlfriends are my sisters too, first and foremost. Those are my day ones. Be real quick. Shanta's also a Delta, so she probably set it off real quick.
Yeah, I see she in there. Ooh, they all, I don't even know how to do it. I shouldn't, I'm not a Delta, but they all doing the call. Kanisha is in there.
Rise on the line this morning. It's a couple. But no, honestly, I think that Greek life is important because of the sisterhood, because of the network. Like literally, you are a group of people, some of whom, particularly if you pledge as an alumni, who don't know each other. Like you're literally coming from all walks of life, all back, even some different races, and we forge a bond like intentionally, right? You might not always be close with everybody on your line, and our line is pretty cool. It's only 20 of us, so it's nice, right? Like, because we actually get to know each other. But like others have like the people, you're not even half your line. You know what I mean? So like just amazing. Been there for each other, like through deaths, births, moves, unemployment, like all that stuff. And for me, it was different because I started late. Like I was supposed to have crossed in undergrad with Lambda Eta at ODU back in like 99,000, right?
And here you are in this picture, you're front and center. You are right here.
That's probate 2018, dreaming after 20 years of finally getting in after setting it off. That's literally what that is. Like we had a
No, I was gonna say, how has this formulating this network of professional sisters in your sorority, how has that helped you, or how is that going to help you with your business, Imperative Solutions?
That remains to be seen now, but in terms of like support, like they are fully in support of anything that I do. We all support each other. You know, we share information. We let each other, like a lot of us have businesses, so we you know, share the information with everybody else in our own network. So network is your net worth. So we spread it out, you know, to everybody else. Like they'll put the word out. Some of the positions at their companies that might allow me some entree into their companies to do diversity, equity, and inclusion work. So it remains to be seen right now because I'm not officially launched. I mean, I incorporated last year, which was, you know, last year was a terrible year for a lot of people, but 2020 didn't do me too bad. I'm gonna be honest. It was a pretty good year.
Right.
So you can see the website there is Imperative Solutions. The double I is equality, equity. That was intentional. So that's just a sneak preview of the website. It is pretty much up and running. I just hate people that's not 110%, which is why the link is not being scrolled across the bottom of the screen, and I haven't shared that as it's not quite to the standard that I would like it to be before I share it with people. But look forward in the next quarter for sure.
Now we do have all of your contact information scrolling across the bottom. Hey there, Justine. Good morning, Corey, LaQuita, and Whitney just stopping by to say hello. She's a researcher as well. She researches swimming and saving lives. Now, she's in California, actually. She's in California.
Yeah, she's another Dora Milaje.
She just does everything.
She's a secret Dora Milaje too.
Shelly Shell says, love the name of the business. It is imperative that we have a solution to D&I. You know, earlier David Hunt was cheering for you. Global Green Book, thank you so much for sharing this show. She shared it across her platforms. You guys be like Global Green Book. Share this live. Share the show. They can always rewatch. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by my birthday. My birthday comes up in just next week or something like that. It's on the 18th. So guys, you know what to do. Tell a friend, all of those good things. Corey, we do have Kanique here talking about she has not been a part of a sorority. She admires them. And so it's great that you talk about the network that's involved with, you know, being a part of something like that. Now
I've been in a fraternity all my life. It's called Me by Me.
I knew you. I remember that when we were in college. Yeah, I'm in Me. So, but no, right. Important, and it's never too late. You know what I mean? A lot of people who started this journey and it didn't, because like in my case, you know, you got kicked off the yard a bunch of times. And so we had to do it as alumni. But if you're really serious about this life and about this work, because Delta is about her business. number one, she gonna take all your money, so save up. That's number one. She's gonna take all your time, so be ready. Time, talent, and your treasure. Delta is like a church. She gonna take it all. But like, I'm here for it. Like, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't have it any other way. And it's never too late. If you find an alumni chapter where you're loaded, definitely look into it. If nothing else, you could just come out. You don't have to be a member to volunteer, give back to the community. It is important. And to do that in other means, it doesn't have to be through Greek or, life or anything like that. Obviously, I'm biased, so I'm gonna tell you it's only one way to go. And there are other sorors from other, is on the line right now watching. So
I have one final question for you because
one thing I wanted to draw attention to too, really quickly. Are you able to go back to the business page? Because I want to get people to that really quickly. So if you
just say that again.
If you look at the triangle in the center, right? And you see like that, it's like the three-way triangle, which basically stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. But if you look in the center of that, what's also, which can be changed, it can be Delta Sigma Theta, all of that. This is very intentional logo. But in the center of is an Indinkra symbol, which is Dame Dame, is a symbol of intelligence, ingenuity, and strategy. So no matter what at all, I'm gonna always look, okay? Ain't nothing changing. So business, I'm gonna represent in any way I can. And people look.
Thank you so much. This has been so much fun, Keisha. And my absolute final question, because of course people love it. Kanique says, love the logo, love the colors. I think Shantae is doing another call because I can't say that. What y'all saying? That's a Delta call?
Delta Sigma Theta. That's all.
Oh, Delta Sigma Theta. Yes. I'm like, what?
She's trying to read it.
I'm like, y'all got all these calls.
She's trying to read the acronym.
Boom. I know what was going on. See, y'all got so many codes. Let me get out of here. Justine says, nice work, Keisha. Girl, final question. Have you, because we typically have a plant-based treat of the day. Guys, I'm just going to share mine with you. It is simply pineapple, fresh food, fresh fruits and vegetables, whole foods and vegetables. That's what you're supposed to do every day. So Keisha, have you had any fruit or vegetables today yet?
Today I have not. It's still pretty early in California right now. It's actually only 9:00, so I haven't had breakfast yet. I kind of just jumped on with y'all this morning. I don't have any pineapple in the house. I did get some, but I do have some bananas. So I will be in a little bit. And then my other plant-based breakfast food today is going to be some sweet potato pie. So
there you go. You know what? I love it because people forget a vegetable is a vegetable. A fruit is a fruit. It's better if it's less processed. Better if you made the pie yourself. But hey,
I did. I did.
Oh yeah, you are a cook, a baker.
A candlestick maker, the butcher, the baker. She's a maker, a breaker, and a title taker. She's a little old lady that lived in the
Corey, we gotta go. Okay. So
been doing this for over 20 years now.
Right. So Justine,
I am ad alumna, yes.
And so thank you so much, Horace, for saying Grand Rising Goddess. We all need like-minded conscious brothers and sisters coming together with a common goal, starting our own nation within our own communities. Hotep and Latoya says, your logo is beautiful, sis.
Thank you, Toya. It's her marketing lady who put me on. She's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, great. And you know what? Thank you, Shantae, for that, because absolutely for mentioning that pineapple is definitely good for the lady parts. Absolutely. Absolutely. Justine, look at her face. Justine, we will connect you with Keisha because we got the skinny on Keisha, girl. We got her cell phone. You don't even have to go through LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Girl, we got you. We got you.
Nah, we don't have a cell phone. We got a little wrist thing, the hand thing that
the Wakanda phone
that T'Challa has for her.
And Jana says, thank you, Kay, for sharing your energy this morning. So we thank you so much for being here. And Corey, you wanna tell everybody, we gotta sign off. So Keisha, we're gonna say goodbye to you for now. But so we'll just put you backstage. But for our audience, how do we say goodbye to them?
We want to thank you for joining us today on this episode of The Blind Guy.
His wife.
Their life. Join us each Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 11:15 a.m. to meet more fascinating people. Tomorrow, we're actually going to have a horticulturalist come on, Mr. Thelonious Cook of Mighty Thundercloud Farms, talking about the benefits of organic whole food eating and buying locally fresh grown produce. So we want to thank you. If you want to partner with us, there are ways to give.
It ain't on the screen, y'all.
She's enjoying her plant-based treats. So,
I am.
So with that being said, we want to thank you for joining us on this episode of A Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life, and to all you deltas out there,
Corey, be quiet. Let's do deuces.
Deuces.
Deuces.